I caught my own brother having sex with my fiancée 3 weeks before our wedding and cut him off for 13 years. And now that he's terminally ill, he's demanding my forgiveness. Posted by uthrow8999. My brother 47M has always been my role model. He was the valedictorian of his graduating class in high school and simultaneously the captain of the football team. I 44M practically worshipped the ground he walked on. He taught me everything I needed to know about women, work, and just life in general. 13 years ago, I was engaged to be married to a girl 42F. I thought at the time was the woman of my dreams. My brother was the obvious choice for best man at our wedding. One day, 3 weeks before the wedding, I arrived early at the venue where we did our rehearsals. To my surprise, when I drove into the parking area, I found that both my brother's and fiancée's cars were already there parked next to each other. I then proceeded to park right next to my brother's car, which is when I caught him doing probably the worst thing a brother could ever do to his sibling, having sex with my fiancée. Needless to say, I was mortified, and long story short, the wedding was called off and I completely severed ties with them both since then. How could he do this to me? I loved him and trusted him completely, and he betrayed me in the worst possible way. He ruined our family too because I got a restraining order against him, and we have never seen or even spoken to each other since. Our parents know never to have us both at their house at the same time because I told them I would probably kill him or he would kill me if we ever saw each other again. I am now married to a beautiful woman and have 2 lovely kids. Recently, my brother was diagnosed with a terminal disease and has been lobbying different members of our family to get me to speak with him, which I've been refusing to do. Yesterday, the doorbell rings the morning and I find none other than my terminally ill brother at the door. It was completely surreal. He got down on his knees, crying, and begged for my forgiveness. I told him I would think about it and tell him my answer within a week. Even though most of my anger has subsided, I just don't know if I have it in me to just let this go. What do you think I should do? Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Yes, I think you should forgive him. You should forgive him for him, and you should forgive him for you. If you don't forgive him and he dies, you might feel a lot of regret when you are older. Forgiveness is as much for the person doing the forgiving as it is for the person being forgiven. If you think that you don't have it in you, you need to do some soul-searching about that. What he did to you was really, really terrible, but life moves on and people grow and change. And what happened with him led you to the happy life you have now. How is carrying this pain and hate in your heart helping you? Op response. One part of me wants to forgive him so he can die in peace and so that our entire family can heal again. But in all honesty, another part of me just wants to see him suffer for what he did. When I saw him crying, looking desperate the way he did, it really got to me. He told me it's the single greatest mistake he's ever made and he's regretted it since. I want to believe him, but it's just so incredibly difficult. Commenter 2. He doesn't get a free pass just because he is now dying. If it was such a big regret, why didn't he apologize sooner? Op response. He sent a letter every year on my birthday for the past 13 years telling me how sorry he is. The restraining order made it impossible for him to get to me. Commenter 3. What's his situation like aside from the illness? Did he marry your former fiancé or anyone else? Does he have children? Op response. He never really settled down with anyone. He's a good-looking guy, always been the playboy type that could get any woman he wants. I haven't really kept any tabs on the fiancé. For all I know, she could be in China or even dead. I haven't got a clue. Commenter 4. How did you get a restraining order? Did you leave something out? They don't just hand those things out like diner menus. Op response. Yes, shortly after it happened, our parents tried to sit us down to sort things out. It ended up getting extremely physical with me getting my head smashed against a wall and him with a broken nose and jaw. This was when I told my parents that getting us together in the same room will result in one of us killing the other and they should never do it again. After this incident, I obtained a permanent restraining order. It's renewable every 5 years. Update 11 days later. I tried uploading this a few days ago, but it kept getting removed. A large number of you sent me messages asking me what happened, so I've created this account just to update you all on the situation with my brother. Over course of the week, my brother's health took a rapid downward spiral, and I began to realize that, as many of you advised, my time to sort this thing out was fast running out. I eventually decided to visit him on Thursday at my parents' house, where he's in hospice, to have a one-on-one. I told him that I forgive him for everything that's ever happened between us, and that I wish things had gone differently. It was extremely emotional as we both wept and hugged. At the time, he was still very cognizant, and he was able to articulate to me that he knows he doesn't deserve my forgiveness, but he's thankful for it. I've been staying with my parents since then to help feed him, bathe him, and talk with him when he's not too tired. Perhaps the main reason I decided to let go of my grudge was when I saw a YouTube video this week of a black guy who forgave a white police officer who had him framed. and sent to jail for 4 years for a crime he didn't commit. I thought to myself, if this man can forgive the way he did, surely I can find it in me to forgive my own brother. The fact that I'm now in a position to help him when he's the way he is now has given us both a lot of closure. I don't feel any bitterness at all towards him, just love. And in all honesty, I only wish I'd had it in me to let go of this sooner.